Hello everyone, welcome back to the Magnificent Mags channel. How are we feeling? Are we nervous? Anxious? Scared? Ugh. Yes, it's all anyone can talk about, all anyone here at work can talk about, taking a bit of a later lunch, but yes, that's all anyone's talking about at the moment. Tomorrow's huge semi-final, second leg against Arsenal, so will we do it? Can we keep a 2-goal lead? Can we add to it? Can we scrape through? We don't know, but everyone's on tenterhooks, and if anyone gets any sleep tonight before that game, I'll be surprised. But parking the semi-final for a second, I just want to get on to a few other things now. I mentioned I am on a later lunch break from work. It's been a busy day, but as you can see, we're down here by Thanks for the Time, Elsick and Dunstan States. Dunstan States Cafe's over there as well. It's a beautiful cafe. If you ever on that side of the river, have a check of it. Really nice. That's not a paid promotion, by the way. That's just my personal opinion. But first, I want to get on to the racism Joe Willock received after the defeat to Fulham on Saturday. Absolutely disgusting, deplorable. Don't condone it. And whoever it is, you're not welcome at our club. You don't support our club. You're an online troll, I hope, because no one at our club would ever do that to a currently serving player, future player or past player. We're the most welcoming city in the UK in terms of friendliness, openness. We'll talk to anyone. You're welcome in any bar Mayfair and Stack, but they're home bars, but you're welcome in any other, the 171 bars within a mile of the stadium. So you've just got to, honestly, whoever's doing that, you don't represent our club, our fan base. So please, whoever you are, do one and leave our player alone. We don't like racism, we don't like xenophobia, and we certainly don't like you. So Joe Willock, great to see the support for you after Willockinho from the Premier League fan base and the club. We're all behind you. Now moving on to other news, Lloyd Kelly. Yes, he's moved on now. He's left Newcastle on loan. He's went to northern Italy, to Turin, to play for Juventus. Now, it isn't a permanent deal at the moment, but it is with an obligation to buy. And as I've tweeted this week, that is excellent business, that by Paul Mitchell for getting £31 million for Miggy Almiron and Lloyd Kelly. I know about 15 million of it up front, and then the other will be like performance related, hitting certain targets, but still fantastic business. Eddie Howe said in his press conference today he was reluctant to let him go. Again, business trumping football, but that's the world we live in. But you know what, I have said it, I know Eddie Howe's disappointed. Are the club taking a risk? Of course they are, because we're now 4 bodies down from last summer. Because who did we have previously? We had Yankuba Minta, Lloyd Kelly, Miguel Almiron and Elliot Anderson. So them 4 players are now gone. So we are lighter in numbers. Of course we're taking a risk going into the rest of the season, but that's a gamble the club are willing to take. But what can you do? That's just how the club are having to operate at the moment within the constraints of here. So it is frustrating, it is annoying, but that's how it is. And I know other clubs are strengthening around with. People are saying how Manchester City's still spending, how Chelsea's still spending, Villa are spending when they're apparently under PSR restrictions. But if you think, them players have had greater assets, players with more value. Look at Brighton, Matoma, they turned down 90 million, was it 90 million euros I think it was. I can't remember if it's in pound sterling or euros. They've turned that down. Duran's went to Saudi, 77 million. I mean, these players, they've got them on the books. That's all. I'm just trying to think of that there, but they do. They have them on the books. They've got value, and they're worth a lot more than what Newcastle's squad have. So it's as simple as that, really. And Manchester City and Chelsea, they've been better sellers over the years. They have. Look at it. Look at it this way. Chelsea and Man City sell players all the time, and that's exactly what's happened. Chelsea, what they get theirs, I've discussed many times on the channel, but it's Chelsea, they get their players in, and then they put a few youth team players into the first team, get a few games into them, and then they sell them on for a profit. That model works. Now the loophole was closed, obviously, where they had done the hotels, and then they've sold the women's team training ground and everything to themselves, but that model works, and their revenues trump Newcastle United. I don't know whether anyone wants to hear that, but that's a fact. they've been doing it for years, and they've had a head start on us for years in terms of being able to spend without restrictions. And unfortunately, we finally got with takeover, but it was too late, and they created rules to prevent us from being able to spend what we want. Even though I've said before, I don't think we should be able to spend what we want, but I think there should be a cap on it where it's fairly equal. But that's just how it is. Them teams, in terms of broadcast revenue, match day revenue, commercial income, and player sales, that's why they can do it. So that's just a reality win. You have to realise that. And that takes one nicely to the news that Luke Edwards broke today about the new stadium, or St James's Park. Now, it's been revealed that it seems that PIF's preferred option, the recommended option to PIF, is going for a new stadium. The capacity is rumoured to be just shy of 70,000. The cost to build it is going to be £1.2 billion. And if he were to stay at St James's Park, it would be between £600 and £800 million, which would be half the cost of the new stadium. Now, I've championed staying at St James's Park before. Of course I have. It's nostalgic, we'll love it. It's the cathedral on the hill, as many call it. It's right in the heart of the city centre. It's unique to it all. And it's just so close to all the bars, easy to get to, transportation links. Many memorable games and teams have played there over the years, but I have since swayed. You've got to look at it from the bigger picture now. The figures have came out. The concourses at St James's are cramped. The capacity at the moment at 52,000 is a lot smaller and is getting dwarfed by other teams. You've got Spurs with the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, trumps ours. Emirates, so that's much bigger, 60,000. Evidence U Stadium's going to be bigger than ours. It's just the way it's going at the moment. And if you want to keep up with these teams, I know we're currently ahead of Everton on the pitch, but if you want to keep up with these teams off it, you've got to grow all areas. And I feel like a new stadium is the way forward. I've just touched on it, but the concourses are cramped. The lighting is outdated. The sound system's outdated. Seats are looking a little tired. Atmosphere has went a bit flat. I do believe a lot of that is down to having the away fans up in level 7. But yeah, I've always championed that they should be moved closer to the pitch to give a better atmosphere. And looking at the plans of it, Leazes Park, I feel that would work. Now, obviously, there's going to be other issues that we'll have to get to. I believe the bandstand is protected within Leazes Park. You've got the issue that it's a green space, and will that need to be moved elsewhere? Because it's said that they're going to build the new stadium on the back of the Leazes end. The Leazes end is the last part of the new stadium that'll be built up to take it down off the current St James's site if we choose to move. But yeah, you've just got to think of all avenues. St James's is tired in a lot of areas. The food, drink options are poor. Just better, even half-time entertainment doesn't need to be pre-match. New songs, I know that can be approved at the moment, but a lot of it is looking outdated. And if we move to a new stadium, bigger capacity, we'll keep up with the other clubs, whether it's the bubble wrap design or not. We'll be able to increase match day revenue with new food and drink options, better entertainment half-time. Could be retractable pitches like the Bernabeu has in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where it can attract other concerts, or we could attract stuff like American sports there. You've got to look at all commercial areas, basically own everything. So that would work in the new stadium. It would be able to bring in more fans. Yes, I know a lot are locked out, and this is PIF's prerogative, but fans at the moment, will they get season tickets if the new stadium happens? It's not guaranteed. Of course it isn't. They could look to maximise other areas of the stadium in terms of corporate and other matchday hospitality and wings and all that, if they choose to move wings to the new stadium if it happens. But just moving there as well, I just feel if it's still in an any one postcode, new stadium, bigger capacity, better entertainment, food and drink options, that means we can bring in that money, we can get brand new lucrative big contracts commercially, maximise all avenues, and just open up the club to more fans, new, younger fans who currently can't get the games because either the season tickets were stopped after the takeover, or the ballot option, which has been a sticking point for a lot of people. And understand it is frustrating. when I've went to enter them if it hasn't came to my points. But again, I know I'm fortunate to have a season ticket. I know I'm lucky. From our side, as season ticket holders, if a new stadium happens, we'd probably have the option of staying put. They could keep us in-house while they're built around it. Other things though, you've got to look at 2028 for the Euros. St James's Park is down understandably as a host stadium, but they said in the article from the Goodwoods that it might be built for another 6-7 years, so you could be looking at 2031, 2032. And if it does move to the new area, it avoids the issues of trying to expand St James's Park with Leazes Terrace. That stupid idiot who's trying to make money off the club on Leazes Terrace, that can nip him in the bud. The access roads on Strawberry Place for the RVI, that would be negated, so don't have to worry about that. And then obviously you've also got the metro station underneath the Gallagher end as well, so it would avoid a lot of issues there. Now I know I come back to it on green space and also the bandstand, Leazes Park being protected. However, if it's only slightly built on, when St James's Park is moved, that could be turned into green space. It could be a fan zone, then the turn stack into like a commercial retail units. Stack could be like office space, retail units or something associated with the club, but that could be turned into green space, so you're taking away from Leazes Park, or the section of Leazes Park that the new stadium's on, but you're giving it back elsewhere, so it doesn't make the city lose its green status there. Because that's always been an issue over the years. Remember when John Hall tried to build a stadium on the Town Moor and he just got obstacle after obstacle with the Freeman, so that's why St James's was expanded in the first place, early 90s and then the late 90s and early 2000s. But yeah, it's exciting times. That's another thing, it just reaffirms PIF's stance that they are committed to the club. And people are saying they've been more interested elsewhere, but look, they've got the finger in everything. Yes, they've got lots of staff on the payroll, but it just shows the commitment with the £200 million training ground and the stadium, whether we stay £600 to £800 million, or you're looking at a new stadium for £1.2 billion. But you've just got to really, I think, move with the times. Brand new stadium, new and fresh, bring the broadcast revenue in, because we'll be all the talk on TV. They'll want to be at the ground, be the first TV company there to broadcast from a new stadium. As I said, it'll expand all areas: food, drink, hospitality, corporate, which is a big money maker, international fans who bring the money in as well. There might be a lot more single tickets, as I said, as opposed to season tickets, because they generally might spend more if they're only visiting once to maximise the matchday experience. But it'll unlock the ground, as I've covered, to a lot of new fans, younger fans, fans who previously went and can't get in now. I just think it's the way it's got to go, and I think that'll be the option that the club will choose. But we'll wait and see on that. There's a lot of hurdles, a lot of stuff to clear at the moment, but it's good to get some news on that, and it is encouraging. And the main thing is, in the meantime, if they want to improve the current atmosphere, move the away fans down, if they can, from level 7 to pitch side, because the atmosphere has been poor of late. Just want to stand there, look at this game. What a beautiful day it is. Beautiful February day. Now, anyway, speaking of atmosphere, let's get on to tomorrow's big, huge, massive Gazonkin semi-final second leg. What a night it promises to be. A lot of fans are writing off. I understand, like, seeing what Arsenal have done, we've lost 2 of the last 3, both at home. It's made it a bit wobbly when St James's has seemed impenetrable again of late. Well, I've lost 4 games as well, haven't we, this season at home, which is unlike when. It's been to teams you don't expect to lose to in Bournemouth, Fulham, Brighton and West Ham. But it's a different game tomorrow. It's a semi-final second leg, and I'm sorry, but the atmosphere has been poor of late, as I've just touched on. But if you can't get yourself up for a semi-final second leg tomorrow, when Wembley's the prize, then more fool you. I've just got to say that, more fool you. You're there, you've got a ticket, the hottest ticket in town. Newcastle could be back in the cup final. It could be our first trophy we're going for in 7 years domestically, not including the Fairs Cup. Why wouldn't you want to be there? If you're there, as Eddie said in his press conference, yeah, the players have got to do it on the pitch, but fans might be nervous, anxious, of course we all are, but you park that to one side, whether that's just singing your heart out, have a couple of drinks then singing. We've got to be on it from minute one, make it a bear pit, make it raucous, and put Arsenal under pressure. Because no matter what Arsenal done to Manchester City, I know it was 5-1, but City gifted them about 2 or 3 goals. And remember our recent record against Arsenal. Newcastle United have won 3 of their last 4 home games against Arsenal without conceding. 2-0, 1-0 and 1-0 with that 2-0 reverse in between. And we won at the Emirates. We're forgetting here, aren't we? Yes, it's right to be nervous because we want to get that cup final and Arsenal's form's better than ours, understandable. But on the flip side, we're the ones with a 2-0 lead. Arsenal have to come out. Are they capable of scoring 2 or 3 goals? Of course they are. They're a brilliant team. But at the end of the day, you've still got to acknowledge they're Liverpool's closest contenders. They're a great club. They're up there for trophies. I know they've only won 1 FA Cup in 5.5 years because I don't count the community shields. They are glorified dinner plates. But at the end of the day, Arsenal are still a great club. Now, I know they're missing their 4 players in Tomiyasu, White, Saka and Jesus, but we've still got great players. So, well, we know Arsenal, and you've got to acknowledge their quality. We're the ones with a 2-goal lead. We're at home. The onus is on them to come out, and we can pick them off. And the players, I'm sure, despite the last 2 home reverses, won't need any motivation to go in against Arsenal for a semi-final second leg. If they did, then they wouldn't be on the pitch. Now, injury news, Joe Linton, he is touch and go. Eddie Howe said the knee brace has come off, but we wait to see. Callum Wilson is close to return. He could even be on the bench tomorrow, so that's excellent news. Another option for Alexander Isak. And yes, Jamal Lascelles and Harvey Barnes are the other 2 players who are to be missing. They're rumoured to be back sometime this month. Oh wait, it's a cup semi-final. We've got to be up for this. We have to. There's no other choice. It's a massive cup semi-final. Second leg, at home, under the lights. We've got to just back the lads from the start. No sitting on your hands. Get the atmosphere going from the start. Back the lads. Even if Arsenal do have an early foothold, just keep singing. Keep backing the lads. Keep chanting. Get behind them. That's how it'll turn the tide in our favour. If we keep supporting them in the tough times, it's what you've got to do when you concede a goal. Still back them, still sing. And I honestly believe if we're on it, the fans and the players with our support, we will get through to Wembley. And then whatever happens at Wembley, if we get there, again, this tie's not over, but we've got to back ourselves. And if we get there, we can win the cup. We can. This is our biggest game of the season. There's no underestimating it is. And look at it this way as well. Doesn't matter if it's Liverpool in the final. If they, as we expect, overturn Spurs at Anfield, because it's Anfield. Look what happened in previous cup finals. Sure, 2008, the FA Cup was Portsmouth-Chelsea. Portsmouth, the underdogs, they won. 2013, I know they got relegated a few days later, but Wigan overcame Manchester City. It's shown that teams can get there against the odd. Bradford 2014, they knocked Arsenal and other teams out in Villa, I think, on the way. And I know they lost 5-0 in the final to Swansea, but against the odds, worse teams than us. It's no disrespect them, but we're a better team and club. They got through against the odds, so we can't do it tomorrow. And I didn't want to go into PSR too much because we're bored of it. All I want to do is just say, last word is, forget what's happened against Fulham, forget what's happened against Bournemouth. All the focus has to be on tomorrow night. As Eddie said today, he'll reassess the defeats next week after this and the FA Cup game at Birmingham are out the way. All we have to do now is put all the focus on tomorrow, back the lads, do our job, they'll do it on the pitch, and we can knock Arsenal out and get to the Carabao Cup final on Sunday the 16th of March. And this time, we could win it. That's all I want to say for now. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for all the interactions. They're very much appreciated for taking your time out your day to do so. Please continue to like, comment, share and subscribe and turn the notifications on. But for now, just going to go back into the office. Just want to say thank you, take care, and if you hit the match tomorrow, bring your heart, bring your soul, bring your voice and roll the lads on to victory. Thanks now. Take care. Bye bye.